Pixar actually did it. So a few months back, I made a video addressing my concerns with Inside Out 2 and how much pressure is riding on this movie going well for Pixar. Pete Docter even said in an interview a few days back that if Inside Out 2 doesn't perform well, they're gonna have to radically rethink their business strategy on how they make movies going forward. And they're already planning on taking less risks and doubling down on safe sequels, so how much worse can you get than that? Well, if it's bad enough, Disney may just pull the plug on Pixar altogether and consolidate them into their Walt Disney Animation Studio, basically having them make the next Ralph Rex the Metaverse. So thank God this actually turned out to be, I'm just gonna say it, the best Pixar sequel since Toy Story. No, the best animated Disney movie since Toy Story 3. Okay, maybe not the best movie, but listen, I'm a dorky critic who tosses out his Lucky Charms when those little brown pieces get a bit too soggy. And Inside Out is my favorite Pixar movie. So if anyone's gonna be critical about its sequel not living up to the original, it's me. And I'll keep my thoughts brief and spoiler-free, but they fucking delivered. I think it was actually everything I could have wanted out of an Inside Out sequel. And while I suppose it's a tad bit predictable, some of the new emotions get used more than others, and a few of the jokes from characters like fear and disgust failed to land for me, it was an absolute roller coaster of an emotional joyride through the lens of a maturing girl who's struggling to find her own identity. The stakes are higher than ever, we're exploring new themes and challenges for these characters to overcome, and honestly, what more could you ask for out of a sequel to one of your favorite movies? This is not just rehashing the same story again to cash in on nostalgia.
Remember when we all finally came up to headquarters?
Nostalgia.
That was like 30 seconds ago, nostalgia.
Okay, bad example, but this actually built off the old story in new and interesting ways. And it did have some pretty damn funny moments. I fucking loved the I guess that's a spoiler. Well, I really do think this holds up as being just as good as the original, albeit a little less iconic. I mean, even in the opening scene, they and it's like, I guess that's a spoiler too, fuck. Okay, look, I just don't think Inside Out 2 works as well as a standalone movie. They are 100% expecting you to have seen the first movie before watching this. So with that in mind, yeah, it's an amazing sequel that lives up to the quality of the original film, but probably not the better of the two movies. But it doesn't need to be. All it needs to do is recapture and expand upon what the original did so well, to use animated storytelling as a way to simplify and explore these insanely complex experiences of emotional turmoils we all experience in a way that's captivating and relatable to not only the kids watching, but the parents trying to hide their tears from those kids too. While the first movie tackled sadness and how it's okay to feel sad sometimes, it's alright, Pops, let it out. This one hits even closer to home with an emotion I think we all might tend to latch onto a little too much. Anxiety. Shit, I was anxious as hell if this movie was gonna be any good at all. But I can rest easy now, because this movie's lesson about anxiety taught me that Okay, I need to stop before I spoil something. Just go see Inside Out 2 so we never get a Wreck-It Ralph 3. Yeah, you heard me right. Alright, but hands down, the best part of the movie was when anxiety was and joy starts coming insane. Then it makes everybody start... they do such a good job at making sure anxiety isn't just...